Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 11 of the Chao Garden Podcast. We are back with our Chao Garden Awards. Uh, Hopefully the audio is good. I tested it before recording, so it should be good. My mic issues should not be as bad as last time. I didn't change any settings before last episode, so I don't know why it was so scuffed last time. So I'm hoping it's not scuffed this time. I tested it right beforehand. Other things that might be scuffed. Ivan's at a new place, so his internet is a little choppy. He's gonna be cutting in and out, or he's gonna be a little choppy. But we're gonna get through this. My mic or my camera might slow down once in a while, but that's been happening the last few episodes, anyways. Took a big break from the last episode, but that is because we just took a big break. We want to split up the Chao Garden Awards to 2 episodes now. We used to rush the awards previously because we don't want to keep everyone here for more than 3 hours. But so this time we're just gonna go ahead and separate it to 2 awards to 2 episodes so that we can avoid that. We have a good list of awards. So this episode is going to focus on the category awards. Next episode will focus on our top 5 games of the year. Everyone here is invited in the next episode, and we might have another guest in the next episode, but we'll see what happens there. It's gonna be fun. We got Russ, we got Ivan. Before we get started on the awards, let's ease everyone into it. Let's quickly, instead of talking about what we've been playing recently, I wanna ask you guys, what did you guys think about games last year in general? You think it was an all right year? You guys think I hear people say it was a terrible year. I hear some people say it was a goated year. I hear some people say it was all right. So I want to know what you guys think.
Personally, I think it was a really good year, but from when I was discussing with you last time about like how these top games weren't really as hard hitting as 2023, and 2023, don't really care too much about those games. So for me, this last year was pretty damn good. There are a lot of flops though. Like,
Okay.
I do not. I have a couple that I want to say, or just one main one.
One main one.
But I thought last year was really really good for here.
Okay. Cool. What about you, Russ? What did you think?
Since I didn't really get a chance to play a lot of games, I don't really have a strong opinion on it, but I definitely recognize that a lot of the games that came out last year were good. There is still a lot that I want to play.
Yeah, okay. Well, that will tie into one of our awards. But yeah, I thought last year was all right. I think it was pretty good. There were a lot of really good games. I played a lot of the games that were nominated for Game of the Year. I think there's only one that I didn't play actually. So I really liked this last year. I thought the games were great. There's a lot of fun stuff to happen. I think the industry in general, that's a different conversation. If you want to talk about the gaming industry, it was not great. I mean, look at the
It hasn't been 2 3 years.
yeah, it hasn't been great. Like, yeah, and there's a lot of issues that go into that. So, but in terms of the games themselves, they've been pretty good. I think it's gonna show in our I think it's going to show in our choices. So again, these are going to be our category awards. We got a lot of fun categories, and we're going to end on, just so everyone knows a bit of the timetable, we're going to end on Backlog Game of the Year. And that one is going to be a game that released last year that we really wanted to play, but we couldn't. So we're most excited to play it this year. And that's what we're going to end on. But to start off, let's go ahead and talk about biggest surprise. What is our biggest surprise of 2024? It can be a scene, it can be an event, it could be an announcement, anything gaming related is what it could be. So we are going to go counterclockwise, not on the Actually, I guess it would be clockwise on the overlay. I was gonna go kind of clockwise on Discord, so we'll go clockwise on the overlay. So we're gonna start with you, Russ. What was your biggest surprise this year?
Mine is Helldivers 2. Like, mostly the community with it and the fact that it was as popular as it was.
Mm-hmm.
That game kind of came out of nowhere for me. I've heard of Helldivers, but I didn't really think much of the second one. And then when it came out, it was this huge thing, and it's very fun. But then when the big issue, if you want to call it, with PlayStation and Helldivers, where you had to sign up for an account, and how the community basically said no, and it worked. I thought that was really cool how the community was able to come together and actually stop something from happening like that.
Yeah, no, I agree. Helldivers 2 was a big surprise for me, and I'm sure it was a great surprise for Sony too, because working at GameStop, we get a good idea based off of pre-orders how certain things come out, and when I was working early on in the year, we had like I can't remember anyone pre-ordering Helldivers 2, but I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt. I think we had 2 pre-orders. But I don't. I'm gonna say at most 2 pre-orders, but I don't think we had any. I don't think we had any pre-orders for Helldivers 2. And then it came out. I think we only got like 3 or 4 copies of the game physically at launch. And when it came out, all day, phone was ringing. Do you guys have Helldivers 2? All day people were coming in. Do you guys have Helldivers 2? And we couldn't even direct them to a different store because they printed so few copies of the game at launch. It's easy to find physically now, but at launch, you could not find that game because they barely printed it. Printed it, and I checked with neighboring GameStops, and I called, and they're like, yeah, we only got sent like 3 copies. We only got sent 5 copies. Like, they did not print this one a lot at first, so I'm sure it was a really big surprise for them as well.
Mm-hmm. It's such a different game from the first one too. I tried the first one a long time ago and I hated it.
Yeah. I haven't gotten to try the first one. I don't know if I will, but yeah, I mean, it's a very fun game. I mean, we played it with Ty once, and it was really fun. There's so much to it, and that was, I think, the last time I played it. So I do want to go back to it at some point and see the new content. It is a lot of fun. I would like to play a little bit more of it. Do you have any thoughts on Helldivers, Ivan, or not really?
That was also my biggest surprise.
Oh, okay. So Helldivers 2 was your biggest surprise. Okay. What do you want to say about it?
I mean, I never even knew too much about people going like, oh, this game is so good, it's so crazy. It's like you're playing in a movie. It's like you're playing in Starship Troopers. And I was like, okay, I mean, I'll buy it, but it's like $40. And then my little brother out of nowhere asked me, he's like, hey, can we split this game? Like 2020, we'll just game share. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And then I played, and I was like, it's actually pretty cool and fun. There are some things where I'm a little annoyed about in the gameplay. But that's just because I'm not too familiar with like the movement. But like, I enjoyed it for the time that I had. I have not played it since because a lot of just decided to no longer play it. We tried getting Diana into it, and then she hated the game.
That's funny.
I think it was the worst purchase of this year, or last year.
That's crazy. Oh well.
But I enjoyed
Okay. Nice. So Helldivers 2 for both of you. Nice. Okay. I had trouble picking. There was a lot of stuff that really surprised me this year. And I think if I had to give it to an announcement, I would probably give it to Okami 2 being announced. That moment was such a beautiful moment at the Game Awards, and it's I never thought that game would become a series. Actually, well, there's 2 games already. One of them is on no, one of them is a spin-off
Yeah.
kind of. So that series would get another game, a sequel to the main game at that. And so that would be my biggest announcement. I guess game, I want to go with Shadow Generations. And not because it was good. I was always excited for it. I've talked about it multiple times on the cast with everyone. It's just them announcing that game, releasing a few months after, it being it acknowledging stuff that Sega doesn't really want to acknowledge, like Black Doom and Shadow's Origins, and paying respect to it and giving him the closure that he deserved after Sonic Adventure 2 and all that. Like that whole storyline just means a lot to me. So them doing so much with it was really really cool to see. So I think if it was an announcement, it'd be Okami 2, but in general as a package, I think it'd be Shadow Generations. Just
I think
because.
I want to also mention as an announcement, Mario and Luigi Brothership being
Okay.
announced this year and then released the same year.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we all thought that the series was kind of done for. So crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. With Alpha Dream. Yeah.
Very nice.
It was a very good surprise. All right. Let's go with our biggest disappointment. Russ, what you got? What you got for me?
Hmm. I was fighting between two answers here. Um, I'm gonna go with the other one because I want to talk about the other one later.
Okay.
So mine is Death Note: The Killer Within. I was super excited to see a Death Note game come out, and then when I found out what it was and when I tried to play it, I absolutely hated it. I mean, to be fair, with what Death Note is, you can't really easily make a game out of it, and what they did does make sense for what Death Note is, but I still hated it. I'm glad it was free and I didn't waste money on it.
Yeah. Did you play it with friends, or did you just queue up a lobby and
I
try
just
to?
tried I tried two games and the tutorial. I did not have fun in the tutorial, and then I tried a real game and I'm like, what am I doing? I like forgot everything from the tutorial. And it's like overly complicated. It's basically Among Us, just complicated.
Yeah, a lot more complicated, a lot more to it.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. I saw it, I was like, oh man, this. Oh man.
I did not like the art style of it either.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird art style that they chose for it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think it's supposed to be. I think it was L that used those little mannequins. I
Yeah.
don't remember. I've watched it so long ago. I don't remember who used them, but I think that's what it's based on.
Yeah,
It seems
yeah.
like such a random little detail to base a whole game around.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's a good choice. That's a good choice for it. Ivan, what was your biggest disappointment?
I've never played this game, but it's not a big disappointment to me. It's a big disappointment to just games.
Okay.
In my opinion, I would think it's the worst game of 2024. Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash, terrible. It is so terrible. The fact, the voice acting is terrible. The fact that the menus are just recycled clips from the anime, and it's just trying to retell the whole story of the anime slash manga, but in the form of like still images with some terrible voice acting, and the game. Oh my god, I cannot believe every single time I went to the store, it was still selling for $60. I was like, "You're never gonna sell this game for $60?" Like with David's store, um, I kept every single time I kept going like a couple months, seeing Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash still there for $60. I'm like, you're no one's ever gonna pay that game for $60. That shit is ass. It is terrible. It is not good at all. They put such bad effort into it. I've never seen such a low effort game I've ever seen, and that's like that was so disappointing. I wasn't expecting much, but I'm so glad I didn't buy it.
Yeah, that one did not look good, and I knew it. I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna bother.
It
I'm
like, no, go ahead.
I'm very happy I was lazy about getting that game. When I found out how bad it was a relief that I didn't buy it.
Like the menu, it literally feels like you're trying to watch a movie that you just rented out from Redbox in the early 2000s, and the game menu is you for the cutscenes.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was not good at all.
Didn't look good, but hey, you know what? That's where we're at with licensed games sometimes. So,
Mhm.
sometimes
So
you'll
bad.
every
Don't
year
ever
you'll
bring that up.
every year you'll get something like that. Uh,
Let it burn.
and I guess my biggest disappointment, which is ironic, because of today.
Ironic.
It's ironic because of today, was that there was no Switch 2 reveal last year. I was really rooting for a reveal late into the year. It never came. And as of recording today it was revealed.
January.
So yeah, so it was revealed today, and we got a good look at it, and it looks really cool. And it was just a teaser, but yeah, I was a little upset that we didn't get it late last year. I was really I was really thought that it was gonna be um uh I really thought it was gonna be November.
It was only a couple weeks late.
Couple.
Yeah, only a couple only a couple weeks late. So yeah, that was my biggest disappointment. But now we're gonna go ahead and go to best character. So best character, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, Russ. What you got for best character?
I was debating if this counts.
Okay.
Technically, the game is 16 years old, but it had an update in 2024. So, and it was a massive update. So I'm
Okay.
counting it.
Okay.
It's Warframe 1999. There was a character in it named Eleanor, and I thought that her story was really nice, and I liked. It was the first time in a long time I actually felt bad for a character, and then it turned around really well. Plus, I just really like what the character looks like. So
Nice.
I just think she's a cool character.
Cool. All right. So Warframe 1999.
Hmm.
All right. Cool. What about you, Ivan?
Okay, this is cheating because this is a remake of a 2006 game, but I guess from the just insanely good. I love that character so much. But if we're not gonna include that, I would go Stroll from
Stroll.
Metaphor. I really think he has the strongest. I call it followership. You just saw it social link.
Yeah.
I think he has the strongest one because it feels like you're actually going. Um, like it makes it feel like there's actually the damn good progress, and you can kind of see it. Um, his presence through the story is really good. Like there was one cutscene where he boldly decided to ask someone a question, and they were with the answer that he was expecting, but he still got like very passionate about that answer. I'm not trying to say much, but like I was like, damn, Stroll, I did not expect you to do that. And there's plenty of other things where he's kind of like taking the charge at like or is he's person. And I always enjoy those type of characters. And his Vortexer is really good. Personally, I don't know about you, Jesus, but I think he probably has the best awakening.
Yeah, it's really good.
So if we're not including Aegis, because technically it's a remade game from 2006, I would go Stroll.
Okay.
First Aegis.
You can go you can go, I guess. Like that
We'll
should
go
be a
both.
problem.
They're both really good.
Yeah.
If anything, I would go that
Yeah.
time.
It-
Ever since I played Persona 3, um, in like 2017 or 2018, um, and then with the answer, I also love the new voice actor or the voice actress.
yeah.
They did such a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I agree.
I met them at a convention a month before, a couple weeks before the game was released. So I was like, I've never heard you before, but so I'm hoping to hear how you sound because you are my favorite character, and they did great. They did
Nice.
really good.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, I guess is awesome. She's great. I was gonna include a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth character, but I'm not gonna because I could include that character each time, each part of Final Fantasy VII that comes out. So
Cloud, Tifa.
it'd probably be Tifa, yeah. But I'm gonna go with the one that I actually wrote down. And Metaphor has an excellent cast of characters. It was very tough picking one to choose in this. There's so many good, from the party members to the non-party members. They're just amazing characters all around. And I'm gonna go with Yufa as
Yufa.
I'm gonna go with Yufa as my favorite character. But it is such a very great cast of characters. I love Yufa is up there. I also love Basilio and I love Heisme.
Like when I chose Stroll, I was having a difficult choice between Stroll, Ismay, and Basilio.
Okay,
I think Basilio would be my number one once I go through with
with
their
everything
story.
after that, yeah, no, yeah, Basilio's awesome. But Basilio's awesome, and I think the whole cast is just really good. But I'm gonna go with Yufa. I thought her story was really good, and same with the social link that happens. It's very good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, an amazing cast. The only thing I can kind of complain about it is I wish there was more group dynamics.
mhm.
But I mean, with the calendar system being much shorter than a Persona game, I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah, it's great. They're really good. I'm excited for you to beat the game so I can talk to you about it. Yeah, so I can talk to you about it. I'm excited. All right.
Not the game ready to show.
All right. So next up we have best water. And this one I like leaving it up to interpretation. It could be best looking water. It could be best physics. It could be best gameplay. Whatever we wanted to pick. I was not descriptive about this category at all on purpose, just to see what everyone thought. So Russ, what do you have for best water?
My pick is Stellar Blade, mostly because of how it looks, but it also has this interesting mechanic where if there's like lily pads in the water and you walk through it, it actually moves the lily pads around, and they're like really little. It's just like such a small detail, but I think it looks really cool.
Okay. Cool. All right, what about you, Ivan?
Well, because you told me to leave it up to interpretation, I chose Persona 3 Reload because the entire UI theme is about being underwater.
Okay.
And the style that they went with it, I think, was very great. The fact that they made 3D so 2D is crazy good. And just the aesthetic of Reload, I really love.
That's a good answer. I think that's really cool that you chose Reload for the water one. Yeah, the UI is awesome. I'm gonna go with Astrobot. Astrobot had awesome water. It had really good looking water, and the gameplay was really good. And there was some levels that used it really nicely. So I'm gonna go with Astrobot. I love that game so much. And now we have best DLC, which Ivan and I probably have the same answer for. But let's go ahead. Russ, what do you have for best DLC? Best DLC also, for if people didn't get it, I've been saying explanations for every single one. Best DLC is our favorite DLC of the year.
Mine is Warframe 1999.
Okay.
That was a gigantic update. They added a ton of stuff in it. I don't like the new character that much that they added, but whatever. It made a lot more. It gave me a lot more things to do in it, and I like the world that they set up for it. They gave you a new. You have like a base that you can set up. That's like your ship,
Yeah.
and now it's like it's called the back room, and it's this big like warehouse looking room, and it looks so much cooler than the your ship does. So that was really fun to decorate, and I'm still working on it. It just added so much content to it, and it's so much new stuff that I like. It was probably my best DLC in a long time.
Okay. Cool. Nice. And you're still working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'll be working on it forever.
That's awesome. It's cool because they announced that and then dropped it the day after they announced it, right?
I knew it was coming out for a long time.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't the announcement. That was just a release date announcement.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
You can go ahead.
Is it because it's gonna be the same answer?
It's probably gonna be the same answer. So
Okay.
you can go ahead.
The answer?
Exactly, the
Yeah.
answer.
So, Persona 3 Reload, the answer is Ivan and I's favorite DLC of the year. I guess I really liked it. I never got to beat it originally, so I never got to go through it, but it's very good. I like what they did with it. It is just a dungeon crawler, and I saw people complaining about it, and I'm like, you're not gonna like the original one anyways. If you don't like this one, why are you complaining? That they I think they made it better from what I've seen, but I never played it originally, so but I got what I was expecting. It's a dungeon crawler. I guess my only complaint on it is it was the same, what, 3 or 4 themes, and I wish each one had a different theme to it for the
Oh,
doors.
oh, I see. No, it did the same thing. In regards because they did the same thing before, and they're just trying to stay consistent. Where in Tartarus, it's always a continuously building up song, and so they did the same thing for the Abyss of Time. So
I meant the visual themes, like uh
yes,
the
I will say there are some themes where I'm just like, I thought this was for the other door.
yeah.
I thought that was it. Like sometimes the it gets mixed in a little bit, and I get a little confused.
Yeah, so that's it for me, but it was
Um,
great.
I will say my one big complaint is it really like I didn't realize how big of a change it would be feeling wise, but man, it sucked that those linked episodes were not voiced.
Oh,
I feel like they lost so much personality without the voices because I was so used to voice acted lines every single time, and so the fact that I had to like read through them, I was just like, ah, this is not the quality I was hoping. Yes,
yeah,
I know technically they had a bad budget, but man, I didn't realize how much I loved Social Links being fully voice acted.
yeah, yeah. But it's a really good DLC, and I think
Yeah,
people should play it.
I personally love the gameplay of Tartarus. I was one of the vouchers. You already know Jesus.
Yes, sir.
Of wanting at least a setting that allows you to stick with the Fez type of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really was a little more haywire in regards to the gameplay. It felt more interesting in the answer than compared to the original because or like compared to the journey
Yeah,
because it's called the journey and the answer. The journey's gameplay is pretty okay, but if you're going more involving, the equipments are a lot better, like crazy better. I love the fact that you get multiple different doors that you can choose through in regards to what type of difficulty and reward you want. I think that's great. I always went for the hard ones because I wanted the biggest rewards. Uh, these new bosses that they implemented, I feel are super fun and challenging because they're not just normal bosses where you're just like, let me just bam random stuff
yeah,
and see if it works. No, you have to really, really. That's my favorite part about it. And typically, like most Persona games, the the bosses and the answer make me realize I have to think about how I want to approach this battle and how I should go about my own strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened a lot in the answer, and I really enjoyed it. People don't like the gameplay, don't care. I enjoyed the gameplay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. And then next up, we have the best cover art. So this is gonna go to the game that we thought, well, that we thought had the best cover art. And I'm gonna make sure that I have mine because I did bring it earlier, but I might have put it back on
Please,
accident.
please get mine. I'm assuming you're gonna guess what mine.
I might. I'm actually not sure, but I'll find out. Let's go ahead. Best cover art. Russ, what do you have while you're showing it?
Mine is Sonic and Shadow Generations.
Okay.
Horrible glare. But I really liked how it looks so much different than the regular Sonic Generations one, and I just think it looks really cool how they're running on those platforms.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So best cover art, Shadow Generations. Do you prefer the reverse cover art or the regular one?
I actually like the regular one better. I like how Radical Highway looks in the background of the regular one.
Okay, cool. I go back and forth which one I prefer. I'm a little annoyed right now though. I had it earlier. I got both the games out for best and worst cover art, and I don't remember where I put them. I'm gonna quickly go. Ivan, what are you choosing?
My choice for the best cover art, Edo Fantasio. I don't have the case with me because it's back at home, but I have the disc, and it's just so damn good. I love it so much. I love the art style. I love how you can see all the characters. I love the things showing on the top in regards to humans, Luis and the king. Um, it's just great. And if you cannot find the case, it is perfectly fine. But man, I love this art so much, and I love the cover art.
It's
Yes, look
for
at that.
metaphor, by the way. You cut off when you said the answer, but I knew what you were talking about. It's metaphor,
Yeah.
guys. So metaphor is his favorite. This is really, really nice. Uh, I also think it's a excellent cover art. It was not my choice, and I'm still looking for my choice. I don't know where I did what I did with this. I'm gonna freak out. Let's go ahead and I'll give mine in a little bit while I'm looking around. I'll give both mine back to back because I have them both. Let's go ahead and go to worst cover art. So this award is gonna go to the games that we did not like the cover art at all. Russ, go ahead and say what you chose.
Mine is for Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered. Looking at the cover, it looks fine, but if you look at it in person, it's very blurry.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, Garcia looks like he's in 1080p on this picture. It looks awful.
That bad?
Yeah, everything else looks fine, but he just looks bad.
Dang.
I
Okay.
like what the cover looks like in general, though.
Okay.
It's weird too because the back isn't blurry at all. It's just that one picture of him.
It's just that one. That's so weird. Okay. All right. All right. Ivan, what's your worst cover art? I'll go get it if I have it.
Okay. I want to give two choices.
Okay.
No, I mean, two of them. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone just in case. Uh, so this is gonna be a hot one. I don't own the game myself, but I think Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has the worst cover art. It just looks bland.
Okay.
I prefer the first one, but that's just because that's the for the PS1 version. I became blurry again for some reason, but it just doesn't look that exciting from when I'm looking at it. Um, so if you have that out, you could show it, but if not, my second choice, I am not a I'm not a fan of white backgrounds. That's why I didn't like Mario RPG, and that's why I don't like Brothership cover
Oh,
art.
okay.
Like, why only this subsection? Why
Yeah,
not the whole thing?
I do agree with that. All right, I found mine. So, for my best cover art, for my best cover art, it was a hot take, Ivan. I have it as my best cover art. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I love this. I love Sephiroth being in the middle. I love Zack, being here representing the light. I love Cloud representing the dark. If you look at, I wish they included something else. I think in the expanded art it also includes Tifa and Aerith, if I'm remembering right. And I think that's awesome because again, it represents both sides of it. I love the coloring in it. Like I had mentioned, if you eventually play the game, I'm not gonna spoil anything. There's a reason why uh, are separated like this. And I love the
Yes.
inclusion of Zack because the ending of remake left a lot of really uh fun questions, I guess. Fun questions regarding him. And then for my worst one, uh I love this, and this is just a nitpick. I actually do love this cover art, but I hate it for one specific reason. And Ivan, I do not think you have this issue. You might actually. I can't remember. You might have this issue too. Well, you might have this on your cover art. I can't remember. Uh, the launch edition of Mario Party Jamboree.
Yes, with
I hate this
I
red stripe
I
that
hate it too.
that covers it, and other copies of it that are not launch edition have the full art of it. I hate that it cuts into Peach and it cuts into the item bag and it cuts into Bowser's. Like, it just is just, why do you have to cut it off? Why couldn't this red strip talking about Switch Online have been part of the plastic?
I hate it too. Don't I agree with you.
Or a piece of
I
paper
That's
inside.
also the
Yeah,
same thing that happens with any Switch game that requires like LA Noir. I remember I got it and it just shows you like a red label saying you need internet access to download the rest of this game. I'm like, this looks stupid.
yeah.
Show me just a normal cover art for LA Noir.
It's just a nitpick. Like, this cover art's great, but it just that's what makes me so mad, because the cover art is great. It makes me upset that um that it covers it. Alright, so that's my best and worst cover art. I was able to find them, thankfully.
I thought I had a picture of Jamboree. We hung out, right? Did we hang out before or after Christmas?
We went out before.
Before, okay. Yeah, I don't have the photo, weirdly enough. I thought I did.
Excuse me.
Unfortunate. I would have been able to answer the question for you.
All right. Well, it's all good. Next up, we have the best soundtrack, and that is for our favorite soundtracks of the year for games. Russ, what do you have for best soundtrack?
I didn't get very far, but mine goes to Metaphor. I really like the battle theme in that game.
Nice. Yeah, Metaphor soundtrack is excellent. There's so many musical cues and just music in general that is really really good in the game. So hopefully you get back to it and are able to hear the rest of it, because it's awesome. The soundtrack is so good. What about you, Ivan?
I would have loved to put Metaphor, but I feel like there wasn't that many. Like, I was hoping for way more good songs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a good amount. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but I was hoping for way more. Like, way more. Like, I don't know. I would give this to, because the new remixes they've done, the new songs that they've done,
Present the reload.
yeah, Persona 3 Reload,
Okay.
they are phenomenal. Color Your Night, still listen to it now. Um, Don't, the battle theme for the answer, insanely good. It's going insanely good. The remixes they've done for Mass Destruction Part 1 and 2. Oh my god. Those like there's only some songs that I did not like when they were remixed, but most of them were always boppers. Like the one you go to the mall, when you go to school, changing seasons. Like phenomenal OST.
Yeah, I think d- Percent 3 Reload is also an excellent choice. I think the soundtrack is amazing. It's beautiful. For me, I had a tough time with this one. I at one point I chose Persona 3 Reload. Um, Another point, I was thinking if I should choose Shadow Generations, but I don't think there was enough new in there for me to choose it. But and at some point I chose Astrobot as well, but I decided against it. I think I am ultimately choosing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. There's so much music in that game, and so much of it is just so good. The way they mix certain things, uh, the final section of the game, mixing a certain character's theme with Genova's theme was just bonkers to me. I looked up people's reactions to that scene purely to hear their reactions to the theme being mixed with Genova's. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is so good." There's also so many scenes where the like a town song for because each town has their own specific song. This one happens very early on into the game. Is you're in a cutscene and the song for the town starts playing during the cutscene, and you're released into gameplay when the main melody hits. And just moments like that made it really, really impactful, even if most players won't notice. Oh yeah, the game released me when the melody hit. Oh yeah, this happened. Like most players won't notice, but the musical composition of it was really, really great. So I'm gonna go with Rebirth. And up next we have Best Art. So this is gonna go for our favorite art of the year, art direction or graphics. I think it would be fine for this. So Russ, do you have one for Best Art?
Yeah, mine also went to Metaphor. I think the game is very pretty, but again,
Nice.
I'm only like 4 hours into it, so I'm not super far. But from what I've seen so far, it was definitely the prettiest game I played in 2024 of the games that released in 2024.
What about you, Ivan?
Ah, there's a reason why Metaphor won Best Art Direction. Come on. Don't tell me. Oh my god, I love the entire art. I love how everything is kind of like that um I forgot what the actual style of that art is,
Mm-hmm.
but I just loved how everything looked like as if it were like Renaissance styled. I love the entire thematic thing around that. I love every single part of the UI having their unique things, specifically what they're like just showing their hands and also their Truvian poses as well.
Yeah.
The bat when you cycle through the battles, when it goes to player side, enemy side, like that whole animation transition is so good. The fact that the king is right above you and just points, insane. Um, Other things like the prince, whenever you cycle through, just everything looks so visually pleasing. There's not a single thing I can ever complain about the art.
Yeah. It's really, really good. And that is why this is our first unanimous unanimous award. I also chose Metaphor. And like the biggest standouts for me, like when you're on the world map and you're traveling to a different town and you're forced to stop to look at a scenery, each time those sceneries are gorgeous. They are beautiful. And every time. And I'm so it's so enamoring every time you do that. So Metaphor,
Absolute cinema.
yeah, it's so good. So I'm glad we all chose it. That's really, really cool. First unanimous one, and it might be the there might be one more unanimous one. There might be. So we'll see. We'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Metaphor's awesome. Next up, we do have best multiplayer. So what do we have for best multiplayer, guys?
Mine's Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals.
It scratches that
that's a good
Overwatch
one.
itch without the monetization issues I have. Even
Oh.
though it is hella monetized, I still think it's a little bit better than Overwatch. And
Yeah.
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. My main issue is that I'm used to people understanding Overwatch, and there's a lot of people playing Marvel that don't understand how this game works, and I get really bad team comps and people that don't know what they're doing,
Yeah.
which is a little frustrating, but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's not my choice, but I am an avid Overwatch hater. I cannot stand playing Overwatch 2. It's just so boring, so mundane. I don't care for any of the characters. Marvel Rivals feels so fun. You're not so restrictive to roles. Yes, there are some team comps, but you can choose whatever you want. Like I love the fact that I can just be like, okay, I don't want to be a tank anymore. I just want to go support. Middle of the game. Complain about Marvel Rivals about the sound design. I can give less of a damn. I'm not playing it to be competitive. Like I'm pretty sure that the develop what is it, NetEase? I'm pretty sure NetEase is not caring about it being competitive Val. Like
I think
they're
as long
caring
as
about how fun it is.
I think as long as they get money, they don't care.
Yeah. I can care less. The characters are fun. I am a huge Doctor Strange. Like I'm a one trick. I'm insanely good. Do you have any opinions about it? This is not my choice, but I'm just curious, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a complete opposite of you. I want roll queue. I'm tired of being I'm tired of being the only healer. I'm tired. I don't care. You're part of the problem, Ivan. You want to swap to a different role because you're not doing good? What do you mean you don't want to be tank anymore? What happened to being Doctor Strange one trick? Go be your Doctor Strange one trick.
I'm not saying that's what I
I know.
do. The one thing I do dislike is the fact that there are like 20 plus DPSs and there are so few tanks and healers.
That's how typically it always is with games. That's how it is with Overwatch, and that's why the first year of Overwatch they didn't release any DPS besides Sojourn. Sojourn, but Sojourn was announced as the first character, and then they didn't release any DPS until later. And it's the same thing here. I think we'll slowly build our support and tank roster, but and we are seeing it. We just got Invisible Woman, and we're getting the Thing, but with that we're also getting 2 DPS
out of Marvel Rivals.
We're also getting 2 DPS, but they are going to keep roll queue out because the director I think did an interview, but I would love roll queue because I'm tired of not having. I'm tired of having 5 DPS and I'm the only support, or 4 DPS and 1 tank and 1 support, or 2 support and 4 DPS.
I know sometimes the 5 DPS and 1 support can work, but it really restricts what support I can play. So
Yes.
like I basically have to play Jeff or blanking on her name, Luna Snow, somebody that can like attack people quickly and heal them quickly. And I feel like I can't play as like Mantis because her healing is way too slow to be a solo healer.
Yeah. Same with
something else. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to kind of change the subject.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing. Like, I agree. I can't be Cloak and Dagger when I'm the only support because I can heal, but if I'm healing, I can't defend myself.
Yep.
I mean, I can swap to Cloak and make myself invisible, and that saves me, but then everyone else dies because I stop healing.
Yep.
So I can save myself, but I can't do both. So are you going to change the subject too?
Something else I liked about the game is that everybody is overpowered and overtuned, and I wish Overwatch did that a little bit, where like some of the characters feel busted. Like Sue Storm can literally make your whole team invisible, or how Jeff could eat literally everybody. I feel like I like those broken abilities so much. And Overwatches are just like, sure, they can be game changing, but they're not fun.
Yeah, there's benefits. There's benefits to both, and I see your point. I think Marvel Rivals has done a very good job at some that seem busted, and then aren't actually that busted. But then
When I first saw Invisible Woman's Ultimate, I thought there's no way they're going to be able to keep that because that's just going to break. But then when I actually used her, I'm like, oh, this isn't that bad. It's pretty good though.
yeah, see, so like they've done a very good job at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say style because that's not exactly it either. It's just they've done a very good job at balancing it to where things seem overpowered, but they're not actually.
Mm-hmm.
But they feel good. And Overwatch doesn't have that, like Pulse Bomb. If you land it, it feels awesome. It feels awesome if you land Pulse Bomb. But 90% of casual players are not gonna land Pulse Bomb. It just it's done a very good job. And I don't want to, like, I know Ivan's an avid hater of Overwatch, but I love Overwatch, and I want to see it do better. And I haven't played it in a while because I just haven't been on a multiplayer kick. I've just been low on it. Same with Marvel Rivals. I haven't been playing Marvel Rivals that much either. But I'd probably play it more than Overwatch. I got the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is really good. $10. 10 characters, I think. All of them have highlight intros. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like, and it doesn't expire. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play Marvel Rivals.
And like you, I still love Overwatch. I love the characters. I love the story of it, but they're killing their own game with how they monetize it. I'm just over it at this point. I haven't played it since Juno came out. I never even tried her yet.
Juno's so good. And I've played like twice this season, which makes me sad because I love the game. But what did you end up picking, Ivan?
What is his choice again?
Best
multiplayer.
Yeah, best multiplayer.
I put Helldivers too.
Okay.
I wanted to put Jamboree, but I don't know. I just kind of wish there was more boards. If like I don't really care about two of the boards after playing it a couple times, and I'm like, I feel like they're kind of wasted spots. They're brand new, yes. I'll talk about that later. But I like Helldivers 2 a lot, gameplay for multiplayer, because it feels like you can have an intimate fun time. And you have to really get yourselves coordinated to try and see how you can go about like completing the mission. Because yes, you can mess around and all that stuff, but then you have like one of your friends that's just kind of be like, "Hey, we need to get to this mission. We need to go." And then sometimes I'm like, "Where am I supposed to go again?" And it's like right across from the map. It's just super fun. Like it's a good fun time, and I would love to play it again once I get like a squad of friends to play. So I put Helldivers 2 as a really fun multiplayer game.
Yeah.
For last year. But I completely forgot about Marvel Rivals. That is a really good contender as well.
Yeah. I almost put Marvel Rivals. I really almost did. But I put Mario Party Jamboree, and I think you're crazy once again. I think 7 boards is plenty, even if you don't care about 2 of them. I think 7 boards is plenty. I think 7 boards is what we should have. I think we should have 5 new boards every game, and I think it'd be awesome if they brought back 2 boards every game from old Mario parties. But I think it's fine. We haven't had a game with more than 5 boards in I don't even know how long. Super Mario Party's 4 boards was atrocious. They were so tiny, and it was only 4 of them. Mario Party Superstars had 5 boards, but they were all old boards, so I was disappointed that there were only 5 boards. They were good though, but I was disappointed that we only had 5. And I get Jamboree's. I think Jamboree's board play is excellent, and I don't know which 2 you're talking about, but
It's not the board that you think it is. I remember I used to hate on Rainbow. What was it called?
Rainbow Castle.
Mario's Rainbow Castle.
I was thinking that and Goomba Lagoon is what you were thinking.
Goomba Lagoon, I think, is the worst one.
I love Goomba Lagoon.
when it goes into high tide,
Oh yeah, and you're trapped
it
on that three
it
space
just
lucky
uh,
island. That shit's awesome, dude. I
that's
fucking love
so
that.
dumb.
It's awesome. You get stuck on there, and I just start laughing my ass off.
That
I,
is shit is so
I,
dumb.
I
And it
think.
never happened to me, but I had it happen to one of my friends. We were playing pro mode, and that happened to one of my friends, and he was just stuck on that island for 3 turns. He couldn't do
Dude,
anything.
Lou got stuck there for the final three turns, and he had a triple dice, so he just used it and just span in circles. It was so funny.
I just
So
I wish there was
it's awesome.
I love the concept, but I just wish there was a stronger purpose to high tide, other than it being, oh, it is a bad decision. You do not want to be on high tide.
I wish high tide only lasted one turn.
I wish it lasted. Uh,
It lasts three turns.
I
It
know it's
lasts three
fine.
turns.
I know it lasts 3 turns. 1 or 2 turns is fine. The thing that sucks too is I remember seeing a Jamboree buddy being on that isolated island one time.
That's awesome.
No one can get to it. It's terrible. And the fact that you have to land on the space in order to try to what is it called? Zip line down.
Hmm.
I
That
something
is
about
where
me.
the
I
zip
don't
line.
like it where you have to land on one specific space.
Yeah.
That's just how I am with a couple things on the boards. But I just wish it didn't feel like high tide was always a negative.
Hmm.
I wish there was a gameplay aspect to it as to why high tide happens. Like maybe a new way of traversal can go by, like a skeleton bee, but you need like some type of floatier boat that you can buy from the shop. Um, just like a new route, but like just
Just
something. I
some.
don't know.
Your second one
But
better
so
not be the racing one.
I actually like Mario
Okay.
Kart a lot. Um, it's Wigglers.
Okay.
It's I
It's
I
basic.
really like the concept of Wiggler in in the middle. Um, but I've rarely ever gotten him mad.
Yeah. You don't really ever get him mad unless
Like the only time I've ever seen him mad is through the story mode.
uh-huh.
And that's because it's forced, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
like I really like the concept, but then you can easily get rid of that, and then those Bowser spaces are now just back to normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hoping there'd be more ideas and concepts towards Wiggler creating a new path. I do think it's funny how you can, if there's someone on there and you change the path, you just they can't go where they want to go anymore. They're in a new path now. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just thought he was underwhelming.
Yeah. I like I said, I loved Jamboree. I chose it for my best multiplayer. I think Sandboards is awesome. Off the top of my head, the last time I think we had more than 5 boards was Mario Party 3. Off the top of my head.
DS, I'm pretty sure.
DS I thought had 5, maybe 6. But I'm pretty sure last time
Let me
we
look
had
it up.
more than 5 was Mario Party 3. So having 7 is
Oh, it is
awesome.
5.
Uh
Um,
and Wiggler's board is extremely basic, and I think it's just needed because you need a basic board
it.
in Mario Party.
I know that.
I
That's
know,
always the case.
and I mean that's the same
But
excuse.
the
Like,
thing is, for me, like if I'm comparing basic boards, I'm looking at what is it called, Woody Woods in Mario Party 3, and this map, and I'd rather do Woody Woods.
Mario Party or Woody Woods had a, I think, high difficulty rating in Superstars. It was kind of funny.
I know. I don't know
It was kind
why.
of funny.
It
Goomba
was really.
Lagoon, I can see why you don't like it. I love how stupid it is. The mall's awesome. The racing one is
I love the
awesome.
mall. The mall
Uh,
one is great.
the racing was awesome. Even Bowser, I think Bowser's board is annoying, but I think it's annoying with a good purpose. I think it's really cool. Rainbow Castle, that's my favorite Mario Party 1 board, and then Westernland is up there with my favorite Mario Party 2 board. It might be my favorite Mario Party 2 board. So
Yeah.
I really love the board play, and I think
My
Jamboree is
favorite Mario
awesome.
Party 2 board is the Boo one, where you're all witches as on costumes.
Uh,
I don't know what it's called,
we just
but
we had it in Superstars. Um,
did we? I've
yeah,
not played Superstars in a long
yeah,
time, so
we had it in Superstars,
okay.
but I'm blanking. The one that has a day and night cycle. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm blanking out what it's called. Well, we had it in
But
in Superstars.
yeah, I don't know. I get it on why it has to be like that, but I don't know. I
Yeah, no worries.
wish there was more, but again, this is supposed to be like a kid family friendly game.
And
Doesn't really matter to me, but I am very glad that they introduced pro mode.
yeah,
I just wish there was a little bit more into that. I wish there was a way you can kind of disable the Jamboree buddies.
that would be good. That would be good. It would be nice to be able to disable them. All right, up next we do have most addictive. Russ, what you get? I was thinking this might be the unanimous one, but let's see what you got.
I don't think it's
Mine's,
gonna be. I'm not. Go ahead.
mine's Balatro. I feel like
Okay.
that was obvious for me.
Okay.
I have put an obnoxious amount of time. I think I have 40 hours on Steam, but I also play it on my phone. So I have two separate accounts going. So I have no idea how much time I actually have in it.
Okay. Cool. So Balacha. Okay. Nice.
Is that yours as well, Jesus?
It is mine.
Okay.
It's not yours.
Originally it was going to, but I was thinking about games that I just kind of binged so badly,
Uh huh.
and I did kind of do that with Balatro sometimes because I had it on my phone, but um, I'm gonna have to go with Buckshot Roulette
Okay.
because that game is very very addicting. Like
Okay.
it was like $3 on
Yeah.
Steam, um, and then I played the story, wasn't that long, and then I played with friends, very good, and then I was like, I'm really trying to get a high score. Let me double or nothing. We're going double or nothing. We're gonna try and get this high score. Um, and I played that a lot. Um, so if I had to put both of them, I would like to put both of them. But if in regards to how much hours I put into each one of them, I put Buckshot more because I actually did put a lot more hours into that than Balatro.
Okay.
Even
Uh.
though technically Buckshot Roulette came out December 28th, like very late December, I decided to include it because it's like
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. I did choose Balacho. I so many times I'm supposed to go to bed because I have work in the morning, and I'm like, let me just finish this run. Let me just finish this run, and then I lose because I made a really stupid hand, and or I made a really stupid discard, and I lost. I'm like, what if I just played one more? What if I just did one more run? How much time would that take? And I look at the clock, and there was one time, it was 12, and it was while I was on winter break. So thank God I didn't have work the next day. But it was 12 a.m. and I stopped at 1:30 because I just kept going and started a
There's
new
been
run.
so many times I play until like 2 in the morning. There was once I played until 3. And just like you said, you do one run, you lose for some dumb reason. I guess I could try one more time. How long is it going to take? And then that turns into 5 more runs. And then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. and I know I should be in bed because I have to work the next morning.
Yeah, yeah, I love Balacho. And then,
Mhm.
uh, biggest time sink. So this one's a little different. This one is what we spent the most time on. I guess it could be Balacho still. So let's see, Russ. Is that your biggest time sink, or do you think there's something else?
Is this just games that released in 2024?
Yes. This is just games that released 2024.
Okay, so
What
that changes my answer.
what game was it going to be Warframe?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I started replaying. I started Warframe forever ago, but I just got back into it in August. And I looked at my Steam recap thing in December, and I had already put 400 hours in
Oh.
just in those couple months.
Uh-huh.
So technically, that would have been my biggest time sink, but Balatro is my next one. That game has a lot of hours in it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about you, Ivan? What have you spent the most time
Sorry,
on?
that's the okay. I wasn't sure how to interpret biggest time sink because when you say time sink, it's like how much time have you wasted because you've just been playing this over and over again. Because originally it's like the most I've invested in is Reload. I have like 200 hours in that.
I would say it's the game that you have spent the most time on this year.
Yeah. In regards to the game that I most spent the most time on, it's Persona 3 Reload because I spent like 150 hours on the main game and then 40 more hours on the DLC. But in regards to the time sink definition, I also put Buckshot Roulette again because my comparison in regards to which one I chose to in regards to most addictive, it was either Buckshot Roulette or Balatro. I put Buckshot because I put more hours into that more than Balatro. I still enjoy both games. I was playing Balatro yesterday, but
Nice.
like whenever I'm bored, I'm like I don't want to play my 3DS or I don't want to play other games. I'm just like I can just pull up my phone.
Okay. Cool.
I
Cool.
suck at it though. My runs go by so fast.
Right. And my biggest time sink with the game that I spent the most time on, I want to say I didn't go check my hour count, so I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it is with DLC. It's reload. It's percent reload because the DLC did add on a lot of extra hours. Without it, it would be Metaphor. It'd be Metaphor. I think I was close to 90 hours.
Wow.
Uh,
I might be beating you in terms of hour count because I am like 82 hours into where I'm at. I'll probably reach the 100 mark.
yeah. It'll depend.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. It'll depend. Yeah, I reached almost 90 hours, so it'll probably be Metaphor. I put Final Fantasy VII Rebirth up there too because that one took a long time too. I don't think I got past 80 hours, but I think it almost did.
Also, I figured out the question to the Mario Party thing. Um, Technically, most Mario Party games have 6 boards.
Okay,
The rare ones have 7 boards. The last game that we had 7 boards is Mario Party 9.
we don't count that.
Don't count that.
We don't count Mario Party none.
If we don't count that, then the last time we've had that was Mario Party 6.
Oh, 6 at 7? Oh, you know what? It did. I
Had
forgot.
8.
Okay, yeah, I don't count 9. Dog
Yeah, it had
water,
8.
dog
Clockwork,
water game.
Giga's Garage, Fair Square, Snowflake, Towering Treetop, Castaway Bay, Astro Avenue, and Inferno Tower.
Nice.
I don't know if some of these count, but they're called boards.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, most relaxing, pretty self-explanatory. What game did we play that was the most relaxing to us? Russ, what do you have?
Maybe this one might be unanimous.
We'll
I'll be
see.
surprised.
Yeah, I would also be surprised.
I was this close to putting Balatro on there.
Oh, never mind.
While I do find it frustrating, I do find it relaxing. A lot of times I play it on my Steam Deck while I'm in bed. But I changed my answer to Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete.
Oh,
I have
okay.
been having a lot more fun with that game than I thought I would. And it's just, honestly, it might be my favorite Animal Crossing game.
Wow. Okay.
I think the way that they did items in that game is very good. It is a gotcha mechanic, but now that it's the complete version, it's easy to get the stuff. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I tried to go back to New Horizons recently, and I just can't play it just because you're limited to like 5 items a day. The items rotate slowly, progression's really slow, but in Pine Camp, it's instant. If I want something, I just buy it and I get it.
Yeah.
It's very easy to decorate stuff how I want, and I feel like that's a better direction for Animal Crossing than the last couple games have been.
Okay. Cool. That's a surprising answer. I really like that. Do you choose Bellotto, Ivan?
I chose Balatro finally. After so many answers, we could have had a triple unanimous thing. So sorry. But this one I put Balatro because I think
Okay.
this is really relaxing. I love the OSC for it. It's very chilled out. It's just one song, but the music feels super chill. And I can just relax and
But
enjoy the game for what it is and just figure out things I can do.
Bellotto's a great game. It is relaxing until you're on the last until you're on your last hand and you know you're not gonna do it and you're running out of discards and yeah, so
It, the game goes by super fast.
yeah.
I don't really care too much about losing.
Yeah. I chose Astrobot. I just that game was just pure bliss the entire way through. I was just cruising along, pure bliss the entire time. I love Astrobot, and it was it was really relaxing to play it. So I really like that. And then next up we have a Cook a Little Bit Longer award, and this goes to the game that was close to being great, but it was not quite there. And this one I had trouble with this one. So because most of the games I played I thought were great. So what do you have, Russ?
This is where my other one that I was going to put for disappointment is,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes to Killer Clowns. I was stupidly excited to find out there was going to be a Killer Clowns game. That's one of my favorite movies. But playing it just does not feel good. I feel like anytime a game tries to, I don't want to say rip off Dead by Daylight, but be like Dead by Daylight, it just doesn't work as well. And I think I did maybe 4 or 5 matches, and I was just over it. I just really didn't care anymore.
Okay.
It feels almost impossible to win as the survivors, or whatever they're called in that game. Having 3 killers in every match is just kind of overkill to me. I feel like it's too easy for the killers to find the survivors. The killers can teleport pretty much wherever they want, whenever they want, so it's really easy to just zip around the map to kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have done a lot more with it, and after playing it, I just kind of added the Killer Clowns to Dead by Daylight.
Okay. That's a good choice. That's a good choice. I'm a little surprised you didn't choose that for biggest disappointment, but you did say it was between those two, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't want to say the same game twice because I didn't want to have to rant twice.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, it's a good choice. What about you, Ivan?
Okay, another hot one. Mario Party Jamboree.
Ooh.
I think it needed to cook just a little bit longer, and not for the. I'm kind of for the boards, but I think I was. I really don't like how an hour and a half is now 10 turns. I feel like they could have done something more. I really like the idea of speeding up animations, like how you can do with the escalators.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you can do that all the time. And you technically can. You can up the speed. It's on like I always have this text speed on fast, so it's always an instant. And the when if you have NPCs with that fast thing, they go by the board super fast. You though, you're still going at normal speed.
Yeah.
It kind of sucks. I don't know. I wish they could have done a little bit more. Um, I have realized from playing multiple times that I can see where it gets that extra time building up, and it just has to do with like the Jamboree buddy. It's like it does your animation. Jamboree says hello, and then he has to do the animation all over again. It's just like a lot of. I feel like they can cook more, so that they can cut down the play time, and we can include more turns, and so it doesn't feel like a hassle to be like, hey, can we play 20 turns? Because I prefer 20 turns, but that is a almost 2.5 hour commitment
Yeah.
rather than just the 1 hour that used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I usually been doing
I
15
I
turns.
really enjoyed. I'm not sure if you've played the mini games, but I really enjoyed the multiplayer mini games outside of the boards,
Yeah,
like with
they've
the
been great.
Toad's Workshop and the Yoshi Cook Off thing. I want more.
I wish they were a part of the main game.
I think they're great. I
Yeah, they're
love
they're
them
really
so much.
good.
I 100%ed all of them as much as I could. Um, but a part of me wanted more.
Yeah.
Like it was so fun. Um, I don't know. It's just like I enjoyed the whole experience. I just wanted more. So I feel like if it cooked a little bit longer, we would have gotten more.
Yeah. It's always great to want more. It's always great to want more. If we're going with that aspect, I would have put Shadow Generations on here because I wanted more stages. I think it felt weird because we were on the pace where like 2 stages, boss, 2 stages, boss, and then it went straight to the other boss, and then 1 stage, and then the final boss. So it felt like they wanted to include more, but they couldn't. So if we're going with that, which is not a bad angle to think of it, I would probably put Shadow. However, uh, I chose a game that I do like it, but I only play it with people. and I think it's a series that I just don't have the time to play as intensely as I did when I was in high school. Ivan might be knowing where I'm going with it. I'm gonna go with Black Ops 6. And that is Treyarch is awesome. They are my favorite Call of Duty developers, and I love Black Ops 1. It's my favorite. I love Black Ops 2. It's also up there with my favorites. I love Black Ops 3, also up there with my favorites. Black Ops 3 is probably one of the games I put the most time into. Ivan and I played it
Oh my god.
non-stop when we were in high school.
I think I have, if I look at my PlayStation playtime, I think I have like over 500 hours into Black Ops 3, and most of the playtime is zombies.
Yeah, and
Like I would say 10%, like 5% is multiplayer, and
I,
I've never touched the campaign.
I love both the multiplayer and the zombies in Black Ops 3. Ugh, the map pull is on both zombies and multiplayer. Like, they are masterclass designers at map design, making things iconic at gunplay. Cold War, I still thought the maps were all right. And I thought the zombies was okay. I still thought Cold War was good in general. I think Black Ops 6 is all right or good. It's definitely probably the best modern Call of Duty, and that's just because Treyarch is, again, just very good at what they do. The map pool is atrocious. I do not like the maps in Black Ops 6 multiplayer. It just don't like it at all. I think 90% of the multiplayer maps just suck. I think the gunplay is okay. It is nowhere near as good as it was in Black Ops 1 through 3. It's just not as good. And I think they're usually just masterclass designers with maps, like I said, and it's just not there. And when your best map is Nuketown, which you've had in every Call of Duty or every Black Ops game, it kind of sucks that's where you're at. Zombies is really good. Zombies, I have my issues with it, but it's really good. You launch with 2 maps, and that's kind of all you have, and you will eventually get there. And Black Ops 3 was in a similar situation, but Shadows of Evil is one of the best zombies maps of all time.
People were hating on Shadows when it came out.
People hate on Shadows when it came out, but it's one of the best zombies maps of all time. Der Eisendrache is one of the best zombies maps of all time. Zetsubo, we're not going to talk about that, but it's all right. And then Garad Grove is one of the best zombies maps of all time. Revelations is good. And then you get Zombies Chronicles. Like, oh my god, like look at that run there. And then Black Ops 6, you have blanking out on the
Terminus.
you have Terminus, you have Liberty City, which is all right.
Or not Liberty City, sorry, it's Liberty Falls.
Yeah, Liberty Falls, which is all right. You have Terminus, which is good. It's good. The Easter egg is really cool. I'm blanking out on this last zombies map, but with the swords, but that one was really, really good. I don't know, some people were saying that it's one of the best zombies maps of all time, and I could just be nostalgia, but I don't think so. I think it's really good. And we're getting the tomb at the end of the month, which people think is going to be something with buried, which I think would be awesome. I think it's 9, but I think buried would be awesome. And then the Easter eggs, I am glad they are more simple, because again, I do not have the time to get as invested with the crazy ass steps that Black Ops 3 had. Jason Blum was nuts with his Easter egg steps, and I'm never going to be able to memorize those anymore. But I do kind of miss that at the same time. So I think if Black Ops 6 cooked a tiny bit longer with the map design, if it cooked a little bit longer, maybe had 2 maps at launch, which the map output has been good, but we're just not there yet for me.
You mean 3 maps at launch?
Yeah, sorry, I've had 3 maps at launch, because it's just not there yet for me. I think I'd be feeling better about the game, but I do think it's good. I just think it could have been great.
It's hard. It's hard for me to take people seriously, I guess, when people. I've never played Black Ops 6. I've been interested in it, but I don't want to spend the money for it.
Game
I also don't want to
Pass.
give my money. I also don't want to give my money over to Activision anymore after being heavily disappointed by Vanguard. Um,
Oh, excuse me.
and it's hard to take people seriously when people say this is going to be the best map of all time. When the four maps that I always think of that are always great, I'm like, are they ever better than these four maps? Origins, Shadows, The Rising Drake, and Gorod Krovi. Like, my favorite
Transit.
map of all time is Origins.
Transit.
Transit. If they remaster Transit, I will consider. I legitimately consider getting a Black Ops 6 because I actually enjoyed Transit. It was super fun, and weirdly enough, it's nostalgic to me because I played that when I was like 12 years old.
All right.
But I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to see. Be like, is it better than those four maps? And I'm like, there's no way because it's been two Black Ops games afterwards. Technically, I know people say nine or like nine in Black Ops 4 X IX
Yeah.
um is very very good, but I've never played it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember I asked you, I was like, I should probably we should play Black Ops 4, and you guys were like, no.
I hate Black Ops for zombies. I hate the mechanics in it, so I refuse.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I won't get the game, even though it's like $10. I won't play it on my own.
Yeah. All right.
Just need to cook.
Last two awards, we got Hidden Gem of 2024 left and Backlog Game of 2024. So let's go with Hidden Gem of 2024, a game that released and we think flew a little bit under the radar, and we ended up playing, and we recommend to anyone watching or anyone listening. So let's go ahead, Russ. What do you have for the Hidden Gem of 2024?
I'm kind of cheating because it's a remake.
Okay, that's okay.
But mine goes to Shadows of the Damned.
Okay.
I think the original was also underrated and not a lot of people played it. The game is very funny. It's very fun. The gameplay is good. I like the story. It feels very good to play it. And I think with this remaster, it's a good time to get into it because it is upscaled a little bit. It looks better. Um, as far as I remember, a lot of it's the same. I don't think they added much in the way of content.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did, I don't know what it was. It's very easy to complete. I platinumed it in, I think, less than a week.
Nice.
I just think it's worth the play. And I'm a sucker for Suda 51 games, and I think this is probably my favorite one of theirs.
Nice. What about you, Ivan?
Can you go next? Because I'm still this is the one that I actually was not sure about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Famicom Detective Club Emio, the Smiling Man. I think not enough people played this. Obviously, it's a visual novel. It's a series that barely anyone's played, but Emio's storytelling is excellent. It is extremely good. Uh, I've expressed my frustrations with the first and second Famicom games, which the Famicom games, they're gonna be a little frustrating. It just there was like very little direction on what you're supposed to click. Emio does an excellent job maintaining that gameplay while guiding you to what you need to pick. If you're confused on what you need to pick and you click a wrong option, the character's like, maybe I should do this, this, and this, without actively telling you what you need to pick, but telling you enough of a context clues, giving you enough of a hint to what you would do. Oh, what if I had to listen to what he said about this, and you click listen, and then you click on the option that you need to click. Hopefully my audio is still good. My mic is, or my camera is acting up a little bit, but it'll fix in a sec. And I think it's just great. It's really really good. The story is amazing, especially the epilogue. And I guess to put it into perspective, two of my friends, I was streaming Famicom, I was streaming Emio. Two of my friends were joining. One of them had kind of been watching on and off while I streamed the game, and the other one, no idea anything about the game. And I shared the epilogue, and I'm not gonna spoil what happens in or what the epilogue does, but the epilogue does something in specific that's really cool that you'll just have to see if you play it. And both of my friends were sucked into it. They were just sucked into the epilogue, like just silent, just watching. One of my friends was like, was just silently watching the entire time. He stopped. He was doing his work, and he just stopped doing his work to just stare at the epilogue the whole time. And then my other friend who joined, like midway into the epilogue, just like, "What's this?" He's like, "What the fuck?" he's like, "What?" He's like, Nintendo did this. Like it's such a good game, and it's such a good piece of writing that I think more people should play. I think it sucks that it got kind of swept under the rug because it's part of the Famicom Detective Club series. So Emio is what I'm choosing for my hidden gem of 2024. Did you come up with an answer, Ivan?
I'm still not 100% sure. Because I'm just trying to look through because I didn't really play too many games that were like hidden gems or that at
Yeah,
least enough recognition.
yeah.
Um, I'm just still trying to go through the games that I've seen that have been posted to see if I can familiarize myself with them, but I have no clue, to be honest. I don't know. Like I guess this year I've been playing some banger games.
Oh,
Or last year technically.
yeah.
There wasn't a single one that was released last year where I was just kind of like, eh, I wish this got more traction. So I guess I can go with a remake, but I also kind of understand why it didn't get so much like traction. Um, I'm gonna go with. I'm just going through one last scroll. Sorry. I'm gonna go with the Until Dawn remaster.
Okay.
Um, Until Dawn's a fantastic story. I think it's probably the best story driven narrative like based choices of like where choices matter. I think it does it wonderfully. There are some things that are kind of like why did they do this, which was in regards to the aesthetic. It did look really good. They added some nice little totems as like extra features. They added a new ending. I thought that was great, but there were some things that were kind of like or a little questionable in terms of the quality, but not really many people mentioned about it, and I think it was because there was another game being released at the same time that was pretty big. I can't remember exactly,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoyed that game. At least for watching it. I never bought it, but I watched the whole playthrough, and I thought it was pretty good with how it looked, and no one really talked much about it because it's like a 10-year-old game.
Not a bad choice. I like Until Dawn. I didn't get the remaster. I just didn't think there was a point in it. But it's a good choice. It's a good choice to, especially if people haven't played it. I think it's a good way to do it. And I guess we do have our final award and hour and a half into this, and that is why we are doing our top 5 games next episode. Let's go ahead. Backlog game of 2024. Russ, what game came out last year that you couldn't play but you really really want to play this year? And I guess if you want to give two answers, I don't know if it's the same answer. I guess you can also choose a game that you started but you put very little time to and you want to beat this year.
My answer is still the same, and
Okay.
it's Astrobot. I
Okay.
am very excited to play that, and I just haven't had a chance to pick it up yet.
Dude, so good. It's so good.
It looks really good.
You gotta let me know. Is that in your 25 and 25?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. You gotta let me know when you do that. You gotta let me know when you do Alien,
Mm-hmm.
because
I'm thinking of doing Astrobot pretty soon because
uh,
I'm kind of sick of waiting.
okay, yeah, God, so good. Let me know. Let me know. You're gonna want to collect every bot. You're gonna want to collect every puzzle. It's so good. Seriously. Okay. Ivan.
I have three
Okay.
games. I don't have one of them, but I really want to one day. The first one, I only put like an hour into it, and that's just because my girlfriend wanted to see me play the game because she got me as a gift. Mario and Luigi Brothership. I love the Mario and Luigi series. I think I love it more than the Paper Mario series.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's always so consistently good. I love the original trilogy. I really want to play Dream Team and Paper Jam, but I've never been able to find a copy, which is crazy. Like they didn't sell bad.
Paper Jam did.
Did Paper Jam did? I thought it was a remix.
Those also sold poorly.
I know that for the remakes, they're pretty pricey. I don't really care too much about them. I have the originals. But I really want to get Dream Team and Paper Jam, and I really want to play Brothership because I love the series a lot. I only have like an hour into it. And I will play it once I beat Mario RPG. I'm very close to it. I have like 8 hours into the game. And I forgot how wonderful the game is.
Yeah.
Just comedic wise, it's just a nice, relaxing game.
Yeah.
I don't stress about it too much because it's really going from metaphor hard mode to Mario RPG.
Yeah. It's...
fucking night and day. And so I'm
Yeah.
just chilling out the whole time. And I don't mind it. Like it's really fun. My second game that I really want to play is Black Myth Wukong. I am actually really excited to play that game very soon. Because just purely off of the visuals. I remember seeing my girlfriend's brother play it on his PS5. I thought it looked beautiful. I was like, everything looks so smooth. I want to play that, and I'm just ready to play it visually, and I'm sure I'll love the gameplay as well because I love Wukong the character. I love their mythology. I love it whenever Wukong's ever implemented the games. I don't have this game, but I really want it, even though I just bashed on it earlier. I really want to play the Thousand Year Door. I really want to play with how it looks, with how everything is. I love the GameCube version. I've been tempted to play the GameCube version for the longest time. I don't need to. I already beat it on there, and now I can play the Switch version. Maybe on Switch too.
60 FPS update.
So those are my three games.
Okay. And I have two. It's
Better expect one of them. I better expect one of them.
It's between two. I don't know if you're expecting it, actually.
I will fight you.
You might
If
grill.
you don't say Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection.
It's sitting over there.
I'm kidding.
Nah.
I'm kidding.
Stellar Blade. I got it on release and I still haven't played it, and I really do want to play it. I was championing that game since it was Project Eve. It's looked awesome since it was Project Eve, and I'm kind of upset that I still haven't played it because I seriously I've been talking to people like Project Eve. That game looks sick, and so I'm a little upset that I still haven't played it. And then the other one would be Silent Hill 2, the remake. I have it. I got it as a Christmas gift. I've been wanting to play it for a while. I just haven't yet, and I will. I will play it, and I will probably play it this year. But I might play Stellar Blade first. So I've been championing that game for a while, and I think it's finally time I get to it, and I'm hoping that it is as good as I had said it would be for a very long time. But Russ, you played Stellar Blade?
I started it.
You started it. Okay. Yeah, I do.
I started it around a time where I was in a gaming rut. So.
Okay. I'm kind of in that right now. I mean, I beat Sonic Adventure and I'm started Sonic Adventure 2, but those are games those are games I beat like every year or every other year. So it's not anything crazy. But yeah, that was our backlog game of 2024, and those were our category awards for the year. Hour and 35 isn't bad, actually. Maybe again, we're doing this every year. We're probably gonna start doing them in January of every year now. I used to do them in December. I think I'm just gonna keep doing them in January. First two podcasts of the year, part 1 and part 2. Maybe add more awards, maybe take some off. We'll see. Maybe we'll cycle some. I don't know. We'll figure it out. This was episode 11. Episode 12 will be our top 5 games of the year. We are gonna each choose a game for number 5, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1, and then just talk about it. Some games will probably be here that you heard of us talk about already, and we are gonna keep talking about them, just because we can. We can go into more depth about them, and it will be amazing. It'll be fun. So yeah, keep an eye out. I'm just gonna need a thumbnail for this, and then I'm gonna upload it, and then we are gonna record the episode next week, so keep an eye out for that as well. And yeah, this is really fun, guys. So episode 11, Chao Garden Podcast, and we'll see you guys episode 12 for our top 5 games. And then after that, we'll finally start talking about Switch 2 stuff, because that was announced today. What timing. All right, and we'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.